giants are gone. The 165 million year reign of the dinosaurs is over. This is the new world, the Paleocene epoch, a world ruled by no one. But this world is not empty. In the darkness beneath the surface, life endured. This is our ancestor, a tiny, shrew-like mammal called Purgatorius. It, and a handful of others, had survived the apocalypse. How? How did this tiny creature survive when the 9-ton king could not?
This is the Earth journey. The apocalypse had 3 kill mechanisms: the broiler, the winter, and the famine.
The giants were too big to hide. They were cooked alive. Our ancestor was safe underground. The burrow was a heat shield. The dinosaurs that survived the fire were cold-blooded. They froze in the dark. Our ancestor was warm-blooded. It had fur. It could generate its own heat.
And finally, the famine. The T-Rex needed tons of meat. The Triceratops needed tons of plants.
Our ancestor was tiny. It could eat anything: a dead insect, a buried seed, a rotting root. It was the perfect survival kit.
For the first 1,000 years, the world was a fungus world. Molds and fungi feasting on the dead.
It was a grim, silent, horrific world for the survivors. But after years of darkness, the soot began to clear. The sun returned. And with the sun came the next wave of life. Not the mighty trees, but the humble fern. Ferns are disaster specialists. Their spores had waded in the soil. This was the fern spike. For 1,000 years, the Earth was a planet of ferns. This new greenery stabilized the soil and provided cover. The world was healing, and the power vacuum was absolute. The job of apex predator was open. The job of large herbivore was open. Nature abhors a vacuum. The tiny, shrew-like mammals began to multiply.
And with no dinosaurs to keep them small, they began to evolve.
This is adaptive radiation, an explosion of evolution.
In just a few million years, mammals would fill every empty job. The job of large herbivore was filled. This is Pantolambda. It is not a rhino, not a pig. It was an experiment, the first large mammal on Earth. But the mammals were not the only survivors.
Reptiles had also survived, and in the hot, humid Paleocene, they also got big.
Giant crocodiles ruled the rivers.
But the real competition for the role of apex predator came from the sky.
Remember, some dinosaurs had survived.
The birds.
And with no T-Rex, the birds began to evolve to fill the vacuum. Meet Gastornis, a 7-foot-tall, flightless terror bird.
It was a dinosaur trying to become T-Rex again. It was the new apex predator of the Paleocene forests. It seemed the age of dinosaurs was not over. It had just changed shape.
So, the race was on.
Who would rule the new world? The old dynasty of them, or the newcomers? The mammals fought back. They invented their own predators. Meet Androsarchus, a 12-foot-long, 2,000-pound killer. A giant, carnivorous wolf in sheep's clothing. The mammals were getting big. The experiments were getting weird. This is Uintatherium. And they reached their peak, Indricotherium. 18 feet tall, 20 tons, larger than most dinosaurs. The mammals had won. They had filled the giant niches. The terror birds could not compete. The mammals were smarter, faster, and warmer. The age of mammals had truly begun.
But what about our ancestors?
While the giants fought on the ground, our lineage took to the trees. This is Plesiodapus. It is a primate.
It has grasping hands instead of claws.
It has forward-facing eyes for judging branches. It was the ancestor of monkeys, apes, and us. Our story was beginning, not as a king, but as a small, agile climber.
So the mammals had conquered the land. But there was one massive kingdom left empty.
The great mosasaurs were gone. The plesiosaurs were gone. The role of apex marine predator was open. And a mammal decided to take it. This is Pachycetus, a small, wolf-like land mammal. It is hunting fish.
It looks nothing like a whale. But this is the ancestor of all whales.
Over millions of years, This land mammal moved back into the sea.
This is Ambulostatus, the walking whale. It had big, clumsy feet, but it could swim like a crocodile. Its body began to change. Its nostrils moved backwards.
Its back legs became tiny, useless flippers.
Until we get Basilosaurus, a 60-foot-long, fully aquatic killer.
It was a monster, a true sea serpent, the new apex predator.
And here you can still see its tiny, useless back legs, a ghost of its life on land.
From this came the whales we know today. The toothed whales, like the orca and the sperm whale. And the baleen whales, like the humpback and the blue whale.
The largest animal of all time, larger than any dinosaur.
The mammals had not just taken the crown, they had surpassed the giants of the past. The age of mammals was in full swing. But the planet was about to change again. Deep in the jungles of Africa, our small primate ancestor
Was about to face a new challenge.
The world was drying out. The trees were disappearing. And our ancestors would be forced out of the trees and onto the plains.
The journey to us was about to begin. The story of our evolution
is the next step in our journey.
The dinosaurs were gone.
Our ancestors survived by hiding.
The world was empty.
The mammals seized the opportunity. They fought the surviving dinosaurs
And became the new giants.
They conquered the oceans, and our lineage took to the trees.
Thank you for watching.
If you want to continue this journey through time, subscribe to the Earth Journey.
Our story is just beginning.